We go. Welcome, everybody. It is the Crazy 70s class, Dawn's 12:30 Wednesday class, and we're doing disco stuff today. We're doing Chic Le Freak, and that's a fun song to play. When I first looked at it, I thought, yeah, I'm not sure we're going to be able to make it sound, but the more I worked on it, the more fun I had with it. So, don't give up on this song just because it looks like it could be tough or it could be boring, because it's most definitely not. And what we found out in this morning's class is that the most important thing is to find the right music style. You've got to find the right music style. If you don't, the song's not going to work for you. And for most of you, you're going to want to use Motown with the alter style.
Dawn, what book are you in?
Oh, we're in the 70s book, number 367.
What page? I can't find it.
That's on page 166.
Oh. Right.
Find it now?
Not yet.
Oh. Those of you that have marquees and grand, okay, good, yeah.
Thank you.
Grand marquees and arias, you probably have lots more disco backgrounds. But since I don't have one of those here at the moment, I can't really research them to find out if one of them are going to work. But please, 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 if you've got one of those larger instruments, arias, grand marquis, rialto, check some of the newer disco rhythms and see if one of them doesn't work for this song, because it really is a lot of fun to play. Those of you that have the Motown, it's under R&B, and use your alter style, and I'm playing it at 124 beats per minute. And I hope you guys like what I did. I'm actually using vintage or normal rhythm preset number 7, which is vocals, vocal plus guitar. And I'm also using rhythm preset number 9, which is a flugel with a saxophone, and it comes up with a duet. And I'm using that for the main body of the song. So I didn't save any presets today, although you probably could have. But I'm just going back and forth between 7 and 9.
Dawn,
Yes?
what would you suggest for smaller organs?
For the smaller organs, you're going to need to put it on disco. And I
Okay,
know there's not a lot of disco stuff happening on like Easy 10s, but I know the Freedom 3 has a disco on it.
right.
So
Okay,
you want to look for just a regular disco, which is under your Broadway.
right,
And if you
okay.
don't have that, try some of your Latin backgrounds
Mm-hmm.
and see if those work.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Okay.
Very good. Very good. As far as the roadmap, let's do that first. Nope, let's find out a little bit about this. This song is so much fun. 1978, which was, that's when I was in college. And we would, every Friday afternoon, close up the books and go to the clubs at happy hour just so we could dance, just so we could do disco dancing. It was so much fun. The band was Chic, C-H-I-C. It looks like chick, but it's Chic. It was the band's third single and the first Billboard Hot 100 and R&B #1 song. It hit #1 on both the lists. It was also #1 on the disco charts for 7 weeks. Okay, now you got to read the lyrics to kind of figure out what the song was about. The lyrics mention Stompin' at the Savoy, which was a 1933 song. It also says, come on down to 54. That's Studio 54. That's really what this song was written about. It was totally written about Studio 54, which was a popular nightclub in New York City. If you don't know anything about Studio 54 from YouTube or anything that you've seen from the movies, it was one of those places that all the celebrities visited, and you had to know somebody to get in. And they had a guy at the door that would say, you can come in and you can come in, but you can't. So it was one of those kind of places. So what happened was, this song was devised during a New Year's Eve in 1977. The guitarist of Chic, Nile Rodgers, and the bassist of Chic, Bernard Edwards, they were going to Studio 54 because they were invited by Grace Jones. Those of you who know Grace Jones, she was a tall, beautiful model who also made it in the music world. And she invited them, but she forgot to tell the doorman that she was inviting them. So when they got up to the door, he said, "Nope, you're not coming in." As a matter of fact, he told them to F off. Mm-hmm. And that's important because that's how this song actually came about. So Niles Rodgers said the lyrics were originally supposed to say F off. They wrote the song about that, which is what the doorman said to them. So they changed it to freak off. Freak off. Well, then when they started making the song, freak off sounded really terrible too. So they changed it to freak out and turned the whole thing into a new dance craze. And they made millions of dollars with it. Who knows how much money they made with it. But that's the story that came about because the doorman wouldn't let him in because Grace Jones forgot to tell the doorman that those were her personal guests to getting into Studio 54. So yeah, this is all about a new dance called Freak Out, La Freak. And the French words that are in there, those of you that see the little X's, you see X's with lines, that's spoken words. Now, you don't have to speak the words because I've got other notes that you're going to play, and it's part of the rhythm that the song is all about. And I do have it written out. I've got it way up here so I can actually see it because that's what you're going to play for the introduction.
Okay, what rhythm would be for Easy 4? The rock or the Latin?
I'm thinking your Rumba Ricky might be good, or the other one that you have in there at the, what's after Rumba Ricky? There's another one. No, the Easy 4. Ouch. Try.
There's rock 50 to guitars, and then there's Latin guitars.
Yeah, try doing the rock 8-beat and see if that doesn't work.
Yeah, there's that. Okay.
Rock full band.
Yes.
Try
Okay.
that one and see if that doesn't work.
Thank you.
Hal, same thing for you. Yeah, or try one of your Latins, but I think that rock 8-beat is going to give it more of a driving beat.
Okay.
When you see those X's, those are actually spoken words. And like I said, we're going to do a little bit of a rhythmic thing, and I'm going to put the page on Patreon. What's nice is that the chords are the same all the way through. All it is A minor, D, C. A minor, D, C. A minor, D, C, the whole song. The whole song. That's very typical of dance music.
And don't change them.
I'm not changing them one bit. A minor, D, C. That's it. I am going to put some stuff in the upper hand, and I think you'll like how it comes out, and it's just a lot of fun to play because you're going to dance on it with your fingers. So I'm using, again, Rhythm Preset 7, which is a scat vocal with a guitar together. And I'm also using Rhythm Preset 9, which is a flugel and a saxophone combination with a duet. And I'm using that for the main body of the song. And mainly it's because a saxophone is the instrument that is the closest to the human voice. Now, I know there's vocals in here. I did not want to use vocals for the whole song. I'm using vocals for the first 2 lines. And then I'm switching to the saxophone line 3 where those dots face forward. So let's take a look at roadmap. All right. First of all, these first 2 lines, you're going to use my sheet because my sheet has all the stuff for the right hand that you're going to play. And then you're going to go right into line 3. So you could actually almost, I've got 3 lines of it written. You could almost just paste it right here because that's what you're going to use. So you're going to play that twice because you have repeat dots. So the repeat dots at the end of the first ending go back to that beginning part. And you're just going to play, you can play it as many times as you want. It's your song. Then you're going to do Have You Heard About the New Dance Craze? Listen to us, I'm sure you'll be amazed. Big fun to be had by everyone. It's up to you, it surely can be done. Young and old are doing it, I'm told. Just one try and you too will be sold. It's just a crazy dance song. It's called La Freak. They're doing it night and day. Allow us, we'll show you the way. Now, I did write in some notes for you there. And then when you get to the freak out part, you're going to go back to what I did at the on my little sheet up here, because it's just a rhythmic thing that I'm doing in my right hand. And if you want, you could actually say it yourself. La freak, say chic. So you could actually do that. But no, I've got my right hand doing stuff. Same thing at the end, and then you can fade it out. So what do you do when you get to you have the first ending on the third page, third line. Make that a different color. Where's that going back to? Line 3 on the first page, or page 166. So don't get too confused when you've got all these repeat dots, because you always want to be in between the dots. And you have 3 sets of them. Basically, it's the beginning, the middle, and then the end. All right, let's just play it, have some fun with it, and then I'll tell you exactly what I did. Okay. 124 beats a minute. Do a no chord so you get that drum beat going. Oop, I want to start on number 7. Yeah, let's mess it up right off the bat. Let's try it again. Fade it out. Okay. Fun? Yes, it's very fun.
Hmm?
Is it hard? Not really. Not really. The hardest part is just that you're getting your fingers really moving. And you just got to get that rhythmic thing going. Or you could just play one note. I'm going to give you all the notes stacked up, but you can just play one note at a time if you want and put it on duet and just go with it. Yeah. Is it hard? Not really, because once you get it, it never changes. It's the same all the way through. And then you just got to make sure you push the right buttons one at a time. Yeah. Did you guys feel like getting up and dancing? Don't answer that, Hal. Hal said he doesn't like that song.
I go crazy when you take your hand and you run it up the keyboard.
Oh,
That
good.
absolutely sends me out of my mind. Yeah. Yeah. And you always land in the right key too.
Well, that's the trick. And if I'm using the palm of my hand because you don't want to break the manicure. Okay, you don't want to pop any of your nails off. So this fat part of your hand right here, if you just run that up the keyboard, I know everybody has their own way of doing it, but I know where the note is, and the pinky then just falls right on it. You have to know where you're going to land. Boom, because that pinky then is the aim. You're just aiming for that and just run your hand up. And it's like the aw, freak out, because that's what
Right.
they're doing. Aw, freak out.
I thought you did a great job with it.
Well, it's a fun song to play. When I first saw it, I thought, yeah, I'm going to have to move on to the next song because this is not going to really have a lot of stuff to teach. But really, it's
fun.
just a matter of getting your fingers on the right keys.
Yep.
That's all it is. And I've got that all printed out for you. It looks terrible, but like I said, all you have to do is do the top notes. Dum da da dum 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 dum. And listen to the original. Listen to the original, and that's going to help you and then play it over and over again because that's going to get it under your fingers so that every time you come to the freak out, La Freak says chic, you don't have to say that, you're just playing that part.
Yeah. Like that.
And if you miss a couple of them, who cares? Seriously. Seriously. It is
I
a
had
fun
never
song.
heard it before.
You never heard this one before?
No, but
Seriously?
I love it. It's a great dance thing.
It is a great dance song.
It is.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, go to YouTube and
Good.
just watch it, and you'll go, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then
Yeah,
when I read
watch it.
when I read how it was actually, how they actually wrote it, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. They get
So
up
what
to
is the tempo
their
on?
New Year's Eve, and the guy at the door says, yeah, right.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
What is the tempo on it, Dawn?
124.
Oh,
124.
I did put that down. Boy, that's fast.
Yeah, it is fast. Now start it slower so that you can get it under your fingers. You certainly don't want to start it this fast.
Right.
You gonna show us how the dance goes?
Wow.
I don't know. I never did.
Good.
I just did disco dance moves with this. You know, that's, yeah, and my stiletto heels and my wraparound skirt. And there were a couple of the guys. Not all the guys could dance this stuff, but it was so much fun because we did the, you know, over the arms and then the twirls and it was wild stuff.
Did you have the goldfish in your shoes?
No. No, didn't have shoes like that. But yeah, we were always waiting to see which one of the guys were out on the floor that could do the moves. And we didn't care if it was the guy we were dating or not. We just wanted to dance.
This is 1978. Shoot, the young people today would love it. You know, because they love to do all those silly old dances. Go to the right and then go to the left. And
Mm-hmm.
this has a little more interest,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
But yeah, you look at the chords, it's just A minor, D, C,
Yeah.
A minor, D, C. That's the other thing is you got to get that D, C because these two fingers are not our strong fingers, are they? So it took me a little bit of a time to get from the A minor, the D, and the C. You're not even using these two. You're not even using your strong fingers. Boom, 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 boom. And it does take a little bit of just, you got to do that over and over and over again. And so the repetitiveness of this, it's good finger exercise, honest and truly. If you don't like the song, don't worry about it. You do not have to play it at all. But that's what it is, and it's just a... freak out. And then instead of saying le freak, say chic, you're just going to be playing... And it's not that difficult. It's
So
not
you
that
started on RP7,
hard.
then you went to RP9 at the third line.
Uh-huh.
Then I know you switched somewhere else.
I switched it at the end because your last your last 8 measures at the end, you're going to repeat that. Well, it's actually 4 measures and you repeat it. You're going to play this part again. So you want to switch back to the number 7.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Now, I don't know if you notice on the second page, at the beginning of line 3, I'm playing an E and an A. E, A. But I'm playing the E before I play the chord, and then I'm playing the A on the chord. So I just wrote in there E and E up to an A. It's actually, if you listen to it, it's the strings. Bum, bum. Your violinists are doing that. But if you're using saxophones, that works. Because it's easier to play when you're just on the same keyboard. So E up to an A. Then do it at the beginning of line 4 as well. And make sure you play the A minor chord the same time you play the A note.
So you mean instead of no rest there then on those measures?
Correct, no rest. Uh-huh. Okay. Mhm.
And you're adding 2 notes, the E and another A.
E, A, E, A. Then at the beginning of line 4, if you listen to it, you'll hear it. There's actually another one at the beginning of line 2, but since you're already playing a note, you're not going to have time to play it. There's no rest there. So we're just going to do it on line 3 and line 4. All right, let's turn the page. The third page. When you have those X's there again, allow us. We'll show you the way. All right, we're going to play notes there instead. And we're going to play the same notes that we've been playing. So over those X's, you're just going to write, we're at line 1, the last measure. A, G, A. A, G, A. Then let's go to the second line. Show you the way. It's going to be D, as in dynamite or dinosaur. D, D, D. And then the last one is a C. D, 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 C. So that whole line there is going to be. So you're just going to play that and sing the words in your head instead of saying it. You're just going to play them. A, G, A, D, 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 C.
What about the next group?
The next group is where you are going to play this introduction part. Now, there's
Okay.
not enough time to really go back to number 7 on that. So I'm just playing it right here because that's where the freak out is. You're just going to play this thing right there. And you can play it 3-4 times if you want. You can play it once before you go back to the beginning. You can put a little solo in there if you want. You can pretty much do whatever you want. Now, if you're going to put in a solo, you might want to hit your fake it button. And I just go back and forth between A minor and D and just solo for a while before you decide to go back into. Whoops, I'm still on fake it. And you can actually play the whole thing again if you want. So, dance numbers can be as long as you want to make it. So if you wanted to put a little solo like after the second ending, before you go into the final ending, you could do a solo and then go back and play the whole thing one more time. And on the bottom of number 9, you've got that organ, which is kind of nice to put it on Fake It, because just stay between A minor and D. You don't have to just do noodle, noodle, noodle. You can do little patterns. Just do little patterns. And it'll start to feel like, whoo, okay, I'm getting in the groove of this. I'm dancing with my fingers. And you're just noodling. And if you've got one of the instruments that you can just touch a black key, see what it does. See what it does. If you don't feel like putting in a solo, don't worry about it. Just keep on playing the song. You might want to transpose it and play it a third time. That would be another way to just add some energy to it and just give it something a little bit different. But the more I played it, the more fun I had. I'm telling you, this was one of those that you go, wow, you feel good after you play this. You feel up. You feel happy. Even if you
Daun,
make mistakes, you feel happy.
Dawn,
Yeah.
where do you put in the swipe?
You put in the swipe, and I've got it actually the very first, aw, freak out. And then you play those measures, and then when you go back to this again, you're
There
going to
it
do it
is.
again. You
It's
or
also the end of, it's also at the end of at 1,
you can do it wherever you can. Wherever you can fit that in,
First
go ahead
ending.
and put that in.
Yeah.
Page 3, you can put it in on page 3 after those X's that we just did, the allow us, and we put in the AAGA, the DDDC. You can just do another one of those swipes.
Okay.
Everywhere it goes, aw, but see, they didn't write the aw in. Aw, freak out.
Dawn,
Yeah.
on the first page in the third line, did you put the E in before the AGA?
First page, third line.
Yeah. Where the A minor is? And the rest?
No, I did a glide on the last C. That's the only thing different I did. Oh, no, I didn't do the AE on that page. No, that's only on the second page. Now I know what you're talking about. Page 2, line 3 is the EA, and line
Right.
4 is the EA.
Right.
I didn't do it on the first page.
Okay.
So
Now,
Dawn,
that doesn't mean you can't. If it feels right, do it.
so Dawn, you
Yeah.
on the third line on the second page, E, and at the same time you play the A minor, you do AGA. It's not EAAGA, or is it?
You're going to play the A.
E.
The E is actually in the measure before.
Okay.
The E is
And then you're-
actually here and the A is here. But see, I didn't want to write it that way because if I write E here and A here, you wouldn't really understand what it is. So it's kind of in the margin. I wrote EA, so I know what it is. I know what's coming and I know what I want to play. And I just make sure I play the E before the first beat and the A
Right.
and the A minor on the first beat. And then you start playing with the AGA on beat 2.
Okay, so what I'm trying to find out is just AGA. It's not AAGA.
No,
It's-
no.
Okay, yeah,
Nope.
okay. That's what I thought.
If you've got, try to follow the lyrics, and if you bounce an extra time, who cares? Really and truly. If you bounce an extra time, it's not going to hurt it.
Right.
I mean, this is a dance song. So I'm going to play it one more time. We'll do fingering on this too, but there's not a lot to this, honest and truly. It's just getting your fingers doing the A minor D, C. That takes a little bit of time, but once you get it, bum, 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 bum. So it's just basically getting that chord pattern with fingers that we're not used to using. And it's that fourth and fifth finger.
Dawn,
Yes.
following up on Bev's question, when the EA, do you play it together or separately?
Separately. You're bouncing
Okay,
on them.
okay, okay.
I'm going to put, now that you know what I did, I'm going to play it again, and then you can hear and see what you wrote down and see if it matches.
Okay.
Okay? Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, let's see if I've got this thing memorized or not yet. All right. If you're not putting the solo in, just fade it out. Just fade it out. Yeah, I mean, you could play this over and over and over. You want to transpose it. You want to put in, like I said, the solo. You want to go down to the lower keyboard and put in the organ sound, because that sounded pretty good on that too. So lots of different things you can try. But it's a great finger exercise. If you've got fingers that are really cold and not moving, work on this song, because trust me, it'll get your fingers just really going. And it'll just make you feel fun and good and feel like getting up and going. Yeah, it's one of those songs. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. You don't have to play it. If you learned one thing today, you are 100% successful. Okay? But I was really surprised at how much fun I had with it, because I'd never done this one before. All right, the next song, what we do for next week is Lean on Me, Bill Withers. Ooh, okay, I can think of some good stuff we're going to do with that one already. Good. Very good. Those of you who need fingering, stick around. The rest of you, yeah, it's an early day today, unless you have any questions that I still need to answer. This one did go pretty fast.
Yep.
You really just got to get in there and play this one. That's really what this one is about. All right.
Thank you for getting us in the groove today.
Yeah, that's too much
thank you.
fun. And yeah, if you need the sheet, go on Patreon, email me. I'll send it directly to you. Not a problem. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. As far as fingering, we're going to start on line 3. Line 3. A is 2, G1, A2, and you're just bouncing. Dun, dun, dun. Don't plot on them. Then you're going to put a check mark after that A, and you're going to switch fingers. The A8th note is a 1, because you're going to switch fingers right there. D3, C2, D3, E4, C2. Next line, A2, A2.
Sorry, Dawn, you broke up on the end of that one. Could you repeat?
Yes.
From-
Yes. Third line is A2, G1, A2, check mark. A1, D3, C2, D3, E4, C2. And if you want to put a little glide, just like a little arrow, like a J with an arrow going up, that tells you glide on that C. About the new dance craze, because that's how they sang that one. All right, line 4 is A2, A2, G1, A2, check mark. And you want to just get off that one right away. A1, D3, C2, E4. A1, C2. Top of the second page, high A5, G4, A5, A1, A1, D3, C2, D3, A1, C2. Next line, A2, A2, G1, A2, check mark. And it's just repetition. This whole song is just repetition. A1, the eighth note, D3, C2, D3, A1, C2. Then you've got the EA. I play it with 2 and 5. You play it with whatever fingers you want. The AGA is 2, 1, 2. Then check mark. The A eighth note is a 1, D3, 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 E4, C2. The EA, bum, bum. I use 2 and 5. You use whatever you want. The AGA is 2, 1, 2, check mark. The A eighth note is a 1. D3, D3, E4, A1, C2. The next page, G4, A5, G4, A5, low A1, D3, 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 E4, A1, C2. The AGA is going to be A2, A2, G1, A2. The DDD is all D4, 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 and the C is a, why did I have a 2? No, it should be a 3. The D's should be 3s, and the C is a 2.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Show you the way, show you the way. Okay? I made them D, 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 C. It should be D, should be 3s. My bad. And then the C2. Or you could also make, I did, you could also make the AAGA, you could make it 5, 5, 4, 5 if you want as well, depending on which octave you play it in. If you play it here, or if you play the AGA here, just depends on which octave you're using as to which fingers are going to work. Then when you get to the, freak out. You're going to put a 5 on those A's, but again, you're just going to go back to your rhythmic thing here. And your fingers will fall in the right place, I promise you.
Are those the same as the ones on the line above? The AAGA? No. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, the AAG, yeah, you've got GAGA, and you could make the A's and the G's. You could make them 4s and 5s if you want, depending on which octave you want to play it in. I think once I played it down here, those are the notes for allow us. We'll show you the way. And I wrote some notes in. It depends on which octave you want to play it in.
Gotcha.
Use the fingers that are the most comfortable. always.
The La Freak say chic.
Uh-huh. Now, the Le Freak say chic, you're not going to play anything there. You're going to go back to playing this little rhythmic thing.
Rhythmic thing, okay.
John, the
Uh-huh.
third page,
Yes.
wait a minute. Let me get, oh, there we go. The third page, second line, the D, E, D, C, the numbers are 3.
No, it's D, D, D. It's D, 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 C.
Oh, D, 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 C.
It's all D's, and then you go to a C.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pretty much the same thing that you're doing in the other. I'm
Yeah.
just repeating what's already been done.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Pretty much just, that's why dance songs, wow, yeah, easy to write because there's so much repetition. And again, what's the most important part? Finding the right background. And yeah, if you've got an easy 4, I'm not sure. I don't think I spent a lot of time looking for a background on an easy 4. My apologies to Fred and Stan and who else had Hal. So, you know what? If I've got some time later on today, I will play it on an easy 4 and I will get back to you on what I think is the best. But I'm thinking the Latin or the rock full band is going to do it for you. So my apologies to you guys.
Okay.
And next week we will do Lean on Me. And
Yep.
so today you get to get off early. I'll let you go to recess early.
Hey, I have lunch.
You can have lunch and then go play the songs and have fun. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
you've got 2 good songs to play today.
I do.
Yeah, and Cheryl and a couple of you
excited.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, my dear.
You guys are awesome. Thank you
was
so much.
fun.
Thank you.
If you need, remember, if Pat, if you need the link to the concert today, email me and I'll make sure you get it.
And the concert's on for what this
The
afternoon?
concert
It's great.
today is for a Stardust.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a Stardust because we've been showing off the SU products.
okay.
On Saturday at 1, David and Dottie, that's when we're doing another Grand Marquis show.
Oh,
If
okay.
you want to come to the store and watch me in store, please feel free to do that. If you want to see me on Zoom, I'll make sure you get the links for that too. I
Okay.
won't have the Grand Marquis in the store very
Thank
long. I'm going to
you.
have it like 3 days and that's it.
Dawn, before you go.
Yeah.
On line 3, the fingering, you said it was the second measure. The DCDE is 3, 2, 3, 1.
Nope, 3, 2, 3, 4.
4. That's why it didn't work. Okay.
Yeah, 3, 2, 3, 4, and the last C is a 2. Mhm.
2. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
All right. I was trying to do it. It's like it
Doesn't
feel,
look right.
No. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Thank you
Not a problem.
so
You
much.
guys are awesome.
Bye. You too.
I love my Wednesdays. I get to play all fun music on Wednesday. I love all my classes, but really like Wednesdays. You guys
Okay.
are great. Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you next time.
Okay.